Are you a tax professional thinking about automating your practice with TaxDome? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of the biggest mistakes you should avoid when starting this project. Don't miss the last one because it's the make or break on your success for implementing your automated workflows. If we haven't had the chance to meet yet, I'm Jamie Gruhl, and after helping over 500 tax and accounting practices implement automation with TaxDome, I can confidently say that automation is the only way to increase your profit and time freedom in your practice. Our first mistake is not considering your client experience when you're creating your automation. My philosophy is that when implementing automation, it needs to be your #1 priority. Client experience is how a client feels about your business during and after the use of your services. With automation, if you don't keep the client the top priority, you could end up with them feeling a lack of connection, frustrated, or even worse, them no longer being your customer. I have seen automated workflows that don't consider the client, and they often feel very sterile and frustrating. Luckily, it doesn't take much to flip this around. So here's a quick roadmap of what you can do when you are creating your workflows in automation to keep that client in mind. First, document your current process and modify it for your automation. Once that's complete, then at each step of that process, consider what your client may be feeling at this step. Now, there's a great book out there called Never Lose a Customer Again by Joey Coleman. And in this book, he breaks down the process in a simple to read book filled with lots of ideas and talks about how your clients go through a journey with you at each and every step of the process, from when they first find out about you all the way through their results being received. Now, that book is great for learning more about the details of what a client experience is, but you can also deduce what that can feel like by putting yourself into your client's shoes. So when you're doing that, look at how you can provide them easy to follow instructions at each step, asking them and guiding them to how they can complete the task that you're requesting of them. Now, make sure that when you're doing this, you're keeping communication written at a 4th grade level. You cannot include technical speak, no industry speak, no acronyms. Your clients don't want to be Googling what you're asking for of them in their emails. Make it so simple that they cannot fail. I promise you, your future self will thank you. Before I move on to the next tip, if you want to learn more about automation and what is possible, then make sure that you click on the link in my description box below, because I have a free guide that will dive deeper into how our co-founder and enrolled agent Jessica Smith is using our favorite automation tool, TaxDome, in her practice. This guide will walk you through all of her favorite automations and how they have transformed her client experience and her practice. Now, the next big mistake that I often see is not standardizing your workflows. Automation requires standardization of your workflows. Standardizing workflows means creating a set of steps or procedures that everyone follows in the same way to get a job done. It's like having a recipe for baking cookies that tells you exactly what to do at every step so that every batch of cookies comes out just delicious. Now, this is critical because I have seen that our clients that have struggled the most with implementing automation have failed to do this. And then they find themselves creating complex systems that are difficult to manage and maintain long term. It is very easy to find yourself in this situation when you have been building your practice from a very small practice where high touch was easy to do. But as your practice has grown and as you have brought on more clients, it's hard to give that very high touch, very custom experience. So that is where standardization comes in. When thinking about standardizing, you need to think about what are the common themes that you have in the service of your clients and call those your standard processes. It doesn't mean that you can't accommodate for any variations that your clients require, but it is encouraged that you standardize to the fullest of your ability. Standardization will help you work smarter, not harder. And there's a few other reasons I want to go over why standardization is so important. Have you ever heard the saying, standardize to scale? This is necessary when it comes to being able to grow and expand your operations. Not only does it ensure fewer clients fall in the cracks, but it also ensures that you can easily train new employees and delegate work faster. Our next mistake is probably the biggest impactor on whether a practice will be successful automating or not. And that is not taking the time to create a plan or the time space to build and maintain your systems. Oftentimes, people will jump into automation thinking this will be a quick thing. Buy the new software and we'll be off. Well, I am very sorry to burst your bubble if this is you. The people who have voiced the most dissatisfaction in our program all have come into it with the thinking that just by joining, the work will magically be done. If I had that magic power, ooh, I would be the richest woman in the world. Keep in mind that automation or learning any new tool really is just like learning a new language. I love the saying of you have to slow down to speed up. And that is exactly what you have to do when implementing automation or any new systems or workflows in your practice. You will need to schedule a chunk of time, probably 4 to 6 hours every week to do the setup of your tool. This will probably take you 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how complex your processes are. But that is necessary so that you can go through the learning curve of that new tool. And then ongoing, you should truly plan to schedule 2 hours a week for maintaining your tool. This will allow for you to learn new features, will allow for you to update any processes that you already have built out. It will allow for you to tweak through the learnings that you have from actually using the tool. Now, I like to look at it as if I'm treating this like a new employee, the cheapest working employee you will ever find. If you think about it, TaxDome's $800 for a license. This employee works 24/7 for you. That's 9 cents an hour. Do you think you'll ever find another employee like that? I don't think so. I would give yourself 1 to 2 months to get comfortable with the tool as well before jumping into a busy season or a really big project. It is critical for you to do this so that you don't want to just pull your hair out. Learning a new tool takes time. So give yourself plenty of runway to implement without feeling the high pressure of a deadline like tax season. But I promise if you do this, soon you will be seeing the fruits of your labor. That slowdown to then speed up will have you working less and enjoying your business more in no time at all. Now, I'm curious, are you wanting to continue this conversation? If you are, I invite you to join us over in our free Facebook community where we host live trainings, share updates about the latest tools and automation that are servicing the tax professional and accounting industries, and we talk about how you can run an efficient practice that you love. Now, if you want to join us, you'll find the link below this video in the description, and I hope that you will join us soon. And until next time, I hope you keep automating and keep working towards your dream practice.